Welcome back, beautiful tri-state area. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. I'm your host, Zen Sams. Up next in the Going Deep segment brought to you by CO2Lift. Today we're joined by Chelsie Richard, a former TV and red carpet makeup artist turned top-tier seven-figure medical aesthetic distributor, keynote speaker, author, and identity transformation coach. So impressive. She's passionate about living magically and advocating for sustainable leadership. She helps high-level professionals redefine success from the inside out through her private coaching, monthly membership, Nectar, and her public speaking. Impressively, in 2024, Fab World Today recognized her as one of the 10 women making waves across industries. She's also a brand ambassador and rep for the one and only CO2Lift carboxy gel for the face, body, and even your skin down there. She's going to join me today to chat all about CO2 Lift, specifically CO2 Lift V for vaginal rejuvenation, its powerful benefits and transformative effects. Welcome to the show, superstar.
Hi, Zen. I'm so happy to be here.
So excited to have you on. So let's dive right in. This is my favorite topic. As a former TV and red carpet makeup artist, you've seen firsthand the importance of flawless, healthy, and more importantly, hydrated skin. That's key. A passion that clearly continues in your work as a medical aesthetics distributor. How did you first discover CO2 Lift? And I want to know what stood out about their products that motivated you to become involved with this particular brand.
I was in the injectable space and I saw this gel kind of come across and I saw the before and after results. And having been a makeup artist, I was like, the skin looks so impressive. Like I couldn't get over how amazing the skin looked, like almost as if they had had injectables. And I was so impressed. And then I saw Lana. And we connected at a show, had a couple of conversations. And then shortly after that, I was distributing for the product. And the products have just been so impressive. The results are so impressive that the number of people wanting to bring the products on board are large. And I am a byproduct of the product. I use the products myself and see major results in my skin. My husband uses the masks, and being half Indian, half American, no longer having ingrown hairs in his neck area after he shaves has been unbelievable for him and transformative. So it's a product used in our own home, and I can't say enough good things about it.
I echo your sentiment. Now let's chat specifically about CO2 Lift V. When we think of skincare, we often focus on our face, often overlooking other parts of the body, like our skin down there. And this becomes especially important as we begin to age, with over half of postmenopausal women aged between 51 and 60 suffering from vaginal dryness. And I'm going to say that the numbers even skew a little bit lower, right? And this is where CO2 Lift V can help. It's a painless, effective treatment with no real downtime, addresses vaginal dryness, urinary issues, discomfort during intercourse, vaginal laxity, and I mean, the list goes on and on and on. Chelsie is both a rep and someone who has personally used CO2 Lift V. What sets it apart from other vaginal rejuvenation treatments on the market? And can you share your own experience with the product?
For sure. I think I want to echo back what you said, in the sense of, you said that you think that that number, it would even be a bit skewed. I have no problem saying this and owning this. I turned 45 in January. And I can definitely speak to the unbelievable results of CO2V from a standpoint of drastic change and improvement in vaginal dryness. Prior to being in my partnership now and in my marriage now, I was in a very unsafe relationship for almost a decade. And when you are in an unsafe relationship, you are going to experience vaginal dryness when you don't feel safe. And that takes years and years psychologically to recover, but also for the body. And so being in a safe relationship, it is unbelievably embarrassing, humiliating, and devastating when you are not able to experience the level of sexual pleasure that you would like to in a relationship, when your body is not able to produce a level of lubrication that you would like to experience. And that was something that I was encountering for years. There was a shame, there was an embarrassment that came around that. And the moment CO2V came into the picture and I tried it, I immediately saw a change in vaginal dryness, but it also changed my menstrual cycle. Unbelievably, it changed my period pain like nothing else. I had the most debilitating periods for years after turning 35. It would affect my travel. It would affect pretty much every area of my life. I would be in excruciating pain, projectile vomiting, have even passed out. It was so bad. After doing 10 treatments of CO2V, I have not thrown up or passed out in a year and a half. And so I have many, many people that I've shared that story with, and girls that have been able to experience reduction in period pain, menstrual cycle pain, and naturally an improvement in your sex life and in lubrication issues. And that's just a summed up version of what my experience has been. It is CO2V has literally changed my life.
Wow, that was it hands down in all of my years of, doing the expert on the microphone segment specifically for this product, the best, most honest, transparent, and emotional testimonial I've heard on that product, and I love how honest you were about really giving us some insight there. So thank you for that. Now I know going beyond CO2 Lift V's monotherapy benefits, it can also be used in conjunction with other procedures such as lasers, vaginoplasties, or labiaplasties to minimize both downtime and discomfort post procedure, which is the most important thing. For women using CO2 Lift V as a standalone treatment or to heal from a more invasive procedure, can you briefly just kind of describe the application process, how quickly users typically see results, and how often CO2 Lift V should be used for, say, optimal benefits?
For sure. I think I'll speak like surgically in preparation. I will never speak on behalf of the surgeon, but I'll tell you what my surgeons are seeing. I call in some of the top, labiaplasty, vaginoplasty surgeons in the nation. And some of the things that they're doing is using it to prep the tissue for surgery. So I would say I would look at least 5 treatments to prep for that. If you're going to go do a vaginal laser treatment of any kind, I would also say, if possible, I would look at pre-treating, or I would look at utilizing the product before they have any form of laser device or surgical treatments, so that the tissue is better prepared. For the average woman, this is what I would say. You're going to need to do at least 5 treatments. The clinical data is on 10. So when you look at the published studies, those are done on 10 treatments. So I like women to very much understand that you're not going to be able to do one treatment and have the results of what somebody that's done 10 treatments has experienced. As a person using this product, I can say I saw optimal results after doing 10 treatments. And my sort of protocol, because I was a woman that was navigating vaginal dryness, I was experiencing post-sex pain, and I had debilitating periods. After doing the 10, I do one right before my menstrual cycle and I do one right after. So I do them fortnightly, and I will not go without doing them fortnightly. And depending on the woman's, issues and her history, she may need more or less. But I would say the average woman is going to need to do somewhere between 5 to 10, erring more on 10, and then at least doing one a month to maintain those results, if not 2. And applications, very easy. People ask me if it's messy. It's no messier than a period. And I like to sleep in it. So I'll remove the outside that's in the vulva area after 45 minutes, and I'll sleep in it overnight. And it's going to come out when you go to the bathroom. It's very easy.
Well, thank you again for honesty and transparency. This is often such an uncomfortable conversation with many women, hesitating to talk about intimate health and consequently not getting the help they need to improve both their physical health and quality of life. And clearly, as someone who speaks to many providers and women focused on improving vaginal health, you have a very, very beautiful approach to these conversations to help break the stigma, which I love. Can you share any standout testimonials or success stories other than your own from women who have used the CO2 Lift V?
Yeah, when I was looking over, the questions, I was thinking of a girl, young, 27, that I talked to on Monday, and she knew my story of having come from an abusive background, and she is an esthetician of mine, and she called and wanted to try the product, and she did, and she's newly engaged, And vaginal dryness was something that she had been navigating, but she didn't want anybody to know. And OBGYNs oftentimes will just say, just go home and use lube. That's the suggestion. And there's nothing really happening to actually help change the health of what's happening there, the lubrication from the inside out. And she called crying and she said, Chelsie, this is the first time I've been able to experience sexual intimacy without pain. And there was a true lubrication that was there now. She was like, I've shamed myself so badly being in my 20s. And people were like, oh, vaginal dryness doesn't happen until you're in your 40s or 50s. And she said, I've been so embarrassed to tell anybody that. And she was like, now I found myself calling like all my girlfriends are like, you need to try this product. You need to try this product. This is amazing. This product has changed my life. And she's, in her early 20s. And I love to share that story. And it's a newer story because it breaks the stigma. Vaginal dryness is not as we get older. There are lots of women that have been in abusive situations, being an advocate for domestic violence. Like I see that all the time. Like there's
Yep. And it's their body's way of shutting down and saying
yes,
no.
for sure. And so I think, there are younger women, there are all kinds of women. Women are facing issues that women face. I have a dear friend, and I want to very much be careful in saying this because we have not done any studies on infertility. But what I will say is a dear friend that had navigated 7 miscarriages. 3 of them were very viable embryo transfers. She would naturally abort the four miscarriages. She would naturally abort at 11 weeks, and the embryo transfers she would abort at 12 weeks. And so her body just wouldn't carry. And so after she had her 7th DNC, I gave her a 10-pack or 2 5-packs of CO2V and a robe. We both cried, and I just said, I don't know what to say to the only friend of mine that the only thing she ever wanted to be was a mother. And her odds were not looking well. So gave her the 10 treatments because we knew that her period after her DNC was going to be excruciating. And I just shared a little bit of my experience with my menstrual cycle reduction in pain. And she called me after her 10 treatments, and the menstrual cycle came, and she said it was bad, but it wasn't as bad as they expected it to be. And so she went on the exact protocol that I was on. And she now has a 3.5-month-old son.
Wow, look at this. Now we're making babies with CO2. I love it.
But I think there's some psychology to that, being somebody that studies human behavior. I think when a woman feels pretty and her brain is off of, I need to get pregnant.
Of course.
I need to get
It's
pregnant.
mind
And
over.
it's not on the conception, right? It's like, and I remember telling her, I said, I want you to feel feminine. Your body's not broken. And so I think there's this beautiful psychology that happens with CO2V with women where they just get to feel feminine and beautiful again and not embarrassed or ashamed of their life, and things change. So those are some of my top standout stories.
Well, those are definitely beautiful ones. And something I love about the product, it's how it's regenerative, utilizing the power of carbon dioxide to naturally trigger the increase in oxygen and blood supply that in turn increases hydration and elasticity, and then of course thickens the epithelium and overall improves functionality. The science is a science is a science. I say to people, this product is clinically verified, clinically researched, not just by a few, but by many top KOLs in the industry, right? Sarania Wiles from the Mayo Clinic, she's a huge fan. And for yourself, right, as a medical aesthetics distributor with an understanding of the CO2Lift V's powerful benefits, not just benefits, but like you said, life-changing, powerful benefits, but achieved naturally is what I love, and non-invasively. It has really impacted the industry in such a way, and I have personally seen firsthand professionals approach intimate wellness very differently as a result of this product. Now, for any providers listening right now who are thinking about incorporating the CO2 Lift products into their practice, even the CO2 Lift V, or anyone even hesitant about trying them, what's your message?
What I tell my accounts and what I would tell anybody listening is that these are products that are going to do exactly what they say they're going to do. You're going to sell more of your laser treatments. You're going to do more of what you enjoy doing because your patients are going to have the results. The products speak for themselves. I don't have to convince anybody that this product does what it says it's going to do. In 45 minutes, you can look at a deep wrinkle and see a reduction in that deep wrinkle. A woman can have intimacy after 1 to 2 treatments of CO2V, and there is a drastic change in the type of lubrication that she's experiencing. It's not that fake lube type of feeling. They are phenomenal products, and there are very few companies out there that I can say every product in their line you will use and they will benefit you, and this is one of them. I've always been a cherry picker, and so to be able to look at an entire line and say they actually all do what they say they're going to do, and you're going to have unbelievable results, is pretty impressive. And then to anybody looking to bring on, a product like CO2V, one of the number one things that I say to my accounts is, please do not take women's power away. It is not up to you to decide whether or not a woman would pick this product off the shelf. Like, we project so much onto women. I'm embarrassed, or you think they're embarrassed. And I think the reason why I speak the way that I do and so candidly is because I want people to know, what does vaginal dryness looks like? It looks like me. It looks like Chelsie Richard. That's what it looks like. And if I can help you better understand what women navigate and go through, I think it helps providers understand that women are going to come look for this product. Like, women are looking for this product. They just don't know where to find it. So don't take away their power by speaking on their behalf when they haven't had a chance to show up to the table.
Right. There you go. Exactly. Well, thank you so much for such an incredible and very honest and intimate interview. I truly appreciate having you on, my dear.
Thank you, Zen. It was such a great time.
That was our Going Deep segment, brought to you by CO2Lift, and that was the incredible Chelsie Richard, former TV, film, and red carpet makeup artist turned top tier, like I said, 7-figure medical aesthetics distributor and transformation coach. You can find her directly on the gram at Chelsie B. Richard and at the Carboxy Cult. And of course, definitely be sure to check out her self-improvement courses. You can go directly to her link in bio on Instagram. You're listening to A Moment of Zen right here on 710 WOR, the voice of New York, iHeartRadio. We'll be right back after this.
A Moment of Zen is brought to you by CO2Lift. As we age, our skin loses moisture and elasticity, causing wrinkled skin. You can reverse this aging process with CO2Lift. CO2Lift utilizes the powerful benefits of carbon dioxide to lift, tighten, and regenerate your skin. This simple, painless at-home carboxy therapy treatment is scientifically proven to reverse the aging process. You will see reduction in wrinkles, increase in luminosity, and improve pigmentation, sagging, skin tone, and radiance.
For more information or to order CO2Lift, ask your skincare professional or go to CO2Lift.com.